people. Good evening. Uh, Majorly, this is a morning, but because you might watch our video at a different place, at a different time, we thank you so much for always being part of us at JBK. JBK, we deal much in poultry. We do poultry, and most especially we do Sasso. I know with the time we shall come to other breeds, but right now we are on Sasso. That's what we do. Welcome to our channel. This is Moses. We appreciate the Lord for being here today. Today we have another, once again, a lesson that people may need to know. People may need to know wherever you're watching our video from, you are welcome. You are welcome. We are in East Africa, Uganda, in Eastern Uganda, in particular, Tororo district. That's where we are. Today, I want us to learn something. There are those people who want to know this stage of farming. Okay? You are welcome. I feel Jasmine, you are welcome. There are people who wants to know this particular stage in farming. Now, I want to request you that if you want to know something apart from this topic we are handling today, you are very free to ask. I may answer you concurrently with what we are learning today. Okay? Yeah, today we are going to learn about brooding. Now, I want us to know, I want you to know some steps, what you should know before you start brooding. Brooding is the process of taking care of a day-old chick from the egg to the first vaccination of that day. Then you are the one to act as the mother until they cover up with the feathers. Now, that process is called brooding. Now, what you should put in your mind, what you should know in order for you to start brooding, that's what we are sharing this great morning, East African time. You get? Now, there are very many people who have been asking, they want also to start brooding, they want to know about brooding. You can share to them so that they be able to know this particular stage of farming. There are very many stages of poultry farming. There is from 1 month ahead. You can get your birds at 2 months ahead, but this one is from day 1 to 1 month. You get from day 1 to 1 month, that particular stage of farming, brooding in particular. Now, number one is preparing of welcoming of chicks. Preparing of welcoming of chicks. That's number one. What you should put in your mind if you want to start the particular type or the particular stage of farming called brooding. What you should know, okay, before you start preparing of welcoming chicks. What are the things that you need to know? Preparing, when I talk of when I talk of preparing, I talk of preparing in your mind that you must be with these chicks as the mother. There is a farmer, one farmer who was saying, I was watching his video, that one of his clients bought chicks. Then, unfortunately, the brooder pot was not placed well, and it poured the fire and the sawdust. The newspaper, brooder paper which he was using, caught fire, and almost all the chicks were getting burnt. Now, when I talk of preparing, yourself of welcoming chicks. I talk of even preparing in your mind. That's number one. In your mind, you need to know that I'm welcoming chicks. For example, today is a Monday. I'm welcoming chicks on Friday, which means from Friday you must know that you are sleeping with these chicks in the brooder. You are sleeping with these chicks in the brooder to avoid a lot of things, to avoid suffocation, because when these birds are in the brooder, there is a time when the fire is, when the heat is not enough, they go together. Now when they go together, they can suffocate. Now when you sleep there, when you get a space and you sleep in the brooder house, when you hear there is no too much movement of chicks, not too much movement, not too much noise, they tend to make when you feel at night there is not too much movement, too much noise, just know the heat is not enough and these birds are together. Now when we talk of brooding, number one, preparation of welcoming chicks. Prepare in your mind that I'm welcoming my chicks, I have to be with them. Actually, me, I always sleep with my in the brooder house for 2 weeks before I come back home. For 2 weeks when I'm in the brooder house, you get, so that you you remain the mother of these birds. When there's no enough heat, you add charcoal. Most especially, it always act at night. When there's no water, you put water. You are preparing your mind. When there is no food, sometimes food reaches at night when there is no food. Okay, now I want you to understand me in this. Preparing in your mind of welcoming chicks is very, very, very important. Okay, because you might say you have ordered for your chicks, you are welcoming your chicks, but you have not prepared your mind. You are still dreaming of putting yourself or covering yourself with a blanket in your bedroom. No, that is wrong. You get. Number two, under preparation of welcoming chicks, making a brooder. There is a video I made how we prepare to receive a day old chick. Making a brooder. Do you know how to make a brooder? If you don't know how to make a brooder, you need to prepare to know, to learn how to make a brooder. You get? You need to learn how to make a brooder. I said when I was beginning this video that in case of any question that you need to ask concerning poultry, most especially sasso and these stages of poultry, you are free to ask. I can answer it concurrently when I'm making this video. You get? Now, you need to know how to make a brooder. If you don't know how to make a brooder, go to our video of how we prepare to receive a day old chick. You are going to learn how to make a brooder. You get? Now, you need to know how to make a brooder. Making a brooder is one of the key area, because you are not going to bring your chicks, then you put them in a room like this one. You are going to kill all your chicks. The chicks doesn't need to be in a squeeze corner. The chicks needs a place which has warmth. A brooder, you must have the requirements. That's another key point there. Under preparation of welcoming chicks, the requirements that are needed. You need to know how to make a brooder and what is needed in the brooder. If you have electricity and you can buy that heater bulb, well and good. If you don't have that, you need to have what we call brooder pots. Now, these brooder pots know how to make them maintain heat. Get that brooder pot, put their sand, so that sand reaches where these holes are. Then after pouring their sand, then you put charcoal. It's going to save you. It's going to save charcoal, and it's going to maintain the heat. You get? Now, brooder pots must be in your brooder. Among the requirements, you must have brooder pots of feeders, enough drinkers. There are many people whom their chicks have not grown well because they don't have enough feeders, they don't have enough drinkers. Chicks cannot access water, chicks cannot access enough feeds. Now I want to tell you, if you are preparing to receive chicks, those are the things you must be having on the ground. You get? That's number one. The things that you need to know. That's number one. Number two is welcoming your chicks. I told you preparation of welcoming chicks. Now, welcoming chicks, under welcoming chicks, how are how am I transporting my chicks up to home? You get? Is the supplier bringing? If he's bringing, if the supplier is bringing your chicks from the hatchery, for how long will these chicks be on the way? You get? For how long will these chicks be on the way? Because you might get suppliers who can be on with the chicks for the 2 days on the way, because they have many clients that they are supplying to. Now, that one you should put in your mind, how am I welcoming my chicks in terms of transportation? How are chicks reaching my place? If possible, I would encourage you, coordinate with these people so that you can even, let me tell you, me, my chicks come from Kampala, and from Kampala to Tororo is a 3-hour drive. 3-hour drive, 80 kilometers per hour. It's a 3-hour drive. Now, being that these people have a lot of clients on the way, I always go. I spend something like 25 to 30,000. I go to a certain place in between the journey. Then I receive my chicks. I come with them. I now travel with them. The other 2 to 3 hours or 2 hours, they travel from Kampala to the center town where I'm receiving them from. Then the 2 hours from that town to Tororo, which means I always make sure my chicks spend not less than 6 hours on the way from the hatchery. That one will make you have strong chicks, which are let me say, which are not weak. Generally they are not weak, they will not disturb you, because a weak chick, when you bring a weak chick, you will realize that even giving them water, it will disturb you. Even feeds, they will be there sleeping. They'll be now. Welcoming chicks is the key, a key uh a key point when it comes to, if you want to enter this business of brooding chicks. Now, you need to know how your chicks are moving. You need to know how your chicks are reaching the brooder. You get? Let me give you an example. Last brooding, this brooding that I'm just finishing. When the supplier, when I saw my name on the list of clients who are going to receive the chicks, I called the driver. I asked the driver, where are you going? The driver counted for me the journey. The driver told me he's leaving Kampala, going to Iganga, going to Kamuli, going to Bujiri, going to Palisa. I in Tororo will be the last farmer. Do you know what it takes to be the last farmer? You're going to get, if not more mortality, you're going to get weak chicks. You get? Now, if you coordinate with this driver, and he's well understanding, and he gets you chicks on the way. Well and good. Well and good. And that one will reduce on mortality when they reach in the brooder. I actually lost only 6 birds, and out of 500 birds, they add there some birds. They always add 10. Now I lost 6, which means I remain with um, uh, 504. Now 504, there is one which didn't grow. It just refused to grow. It was eating well, but it refused to grow. You get? There's one which didn't grow, which means I remain with 3 on my 500. Okay? Now, such things you need to put them in your mind. You need to know them. Those who are learning, I appreciate the Lord. You get? Now, when they reach the brooder, when these chicks reach the brooder, there is what we call heat regulation. Heat regulation. I don't know something that I can give you here. Let me give you an example. When it comes to heat regulation, let's take an example. This is a brooder pot. Okay? Because if you don't have electricity, you're going to use a brooder pot. The brooder pot which has holes. This brooder pot which has holes. If you have electricity, you're going to use heater bulbs, which I have never used. You get? Now, this brooder pot, you're going to bring it and put on top of the bricks, or on top of something that you're prepared. Get some old iron sheets at the farm. Cover this after putting a charcoal fire. Cover this brooder pot. We are on now heat regulation in the brooder. You have brought your birds. You are now on heat regulation in the brooder. Cover that brooder pot with some old iron sheets. Cover it. You get this covering. Number one, it helps you to save charcoal. You get the fire will not go too much. That's number one. Number two, it makes this heat to circulate down where the chicks are. It helps this heat to circulate all over, because you put like my 500 birds, I always use 3 brooder pots. You get in the brooder. Now, this one circulates, the other one circulates, this one circulates, then the entire place have heat, enough heat. When the heat is too much, when you see that the heat in the brooder is too much, your chicks are opening the mouth. Your chicks they have scattered out from the pot. Open it. You get, because these chicks are small, they cannot jump in the fire. They still don't have wings. Open it so that the fire can go up and reduce here, inside here. You get? Now, that is heat regulation. If you know the 3 pots are too much, put 2. If you know 2 are also too much, put 1. I don't encourage you to use any heat during the time when there is sunshine. I don't encourage you. Just open, make sure there is aeration in your brooding house. Make sure there is aeration. Open, then leave the chicks without any fire. Don't put any fire during that time of brooding. During day, when there is sunshine, but when there is rain, you must use. You must, if you don't want to lose. That is heat regulation. You get heat regulation. Another key area that you need to know before brooding, movement in the brooder. Movement in the brooder, not every kind of movement can save your chicks. Let me give you an example. My first brooding, I was turning like this. When you're moving, let's say these are your legs. You raise your leg like this. First, make sure those cheeks you make with your leg. First, make sure those cheeks move away from where you are going to step. Movement in the brooder. You get? Now look here. When I brought my first brooding on 18th of February this year, actually I stepped on two cheeks because I was just moving as if I'm moving in like the way I can move in this floor. No, first clear them. If possible, put in your brooder some bricks where you can be able to step while moving. That one saves you from stepping on the cheeks. You get? It saves you from stepping on the cheeks. I want to tell you, movement in the brooder, it helps a lot. Not stepping on the cheeks, not falling on them. When you're carrying, like when you're carrying a drinker, a drinker can fall because you are moved badly or wrongly. You get? Now, movement is also number one among the things you should know before starting brooding business or brooding of chicks. You get? Movement in the brooder. You need to learn that. These things that I'm telling you, if you want to learn them physically, you're welcome. At JBK Farms, Tororo, you just reach where there is Tororo Cement Factory. Then the last center after Tororo Cement Factory, you call me from there. I'm going to welcome you to the farm. We are going to talk. You're going to learn. I have my student who have learned brooding physically at home, and he has already started. He started with 300 birds. It's only that I've not visited him, but unfortunately, I've not visited him. But we are communicating. He's telling me his chicks are doing well, and he brought 300 birds, and they are all okay. Because I taught him from my experience. I taught him what he should do, and he also grasped it. Now, if you want to learn what we are talking about on the ground, you are welcome. You get? I, Moses, am ready to teach you what you need to know on poultry. You're welcome. Me, I don't refuse anyone to come at my farm. You get? I don't refuse. Just come, you learn what you need to learn. You get? You just reach there, you peep on the birds which are there. In case they are there, have not sold, then you be able to start with your class according to the stage you need to know. Treatment and the rest. You get? Now, another key point that you need to know before you start brooding is hygiene. Hygiene. Bobera muchafu bireke. If you are a dirty guy who does not mind about the birds, who does not mind, you are going to lose your money. Hygiene. You get? Your drinkers must be washed with detergent. Your drinkers, the drinkers of those chicks, must be washed with detergent. Your drinkers, the water you give your chicks must be clean water from either the borehole or the tap. The water you give your chicks must be in the poultry house for 12 hours. If you give your chicks water at 6, immediately when it clocks 6 in the evening, remove that water. You get? Now, There is this tendency of your chicks when it reaches like lunch hour there. When they have finished food, you have not given them food. There's this tendency of butakula. They raise the sawdust, and the sawdust falls in the what, in the drinker. Now look here, when you get that situation, this is a drinker, and you get to know that the whole of this part down there where the water comes from, down where they take water from, it's covered by the sawdust. The sawdust has covered it. It's dirty. Get a basin or a bucket. Get this drinker. Do like this. Pour that stuff in the basin or in the bucket. You get? Don't pour that water on the floor in the poultry house. Don't pour that water. That water is going to bring ammonia, and the ammonia gas with their poo is going to affect the respiratory system of your birds, and your birds are going to cough. They're going to start coughing. You get? Now look here. Hygiene. Water must be clean. The drinkers of those birds must be washed by the detergent every day. You get? Okay? And the poultry house, you must disinfect. Now, there are these farmers who always use this disinfectant. You get jik. Get jik with detergent, any detergent. Get jik and detergent, mix together, put in your disinfectant pump, then disinfect the house. Disinfecting the house is part of hygiene. Do it at least in a week twice. In a week, do it at least twice, disinfecting the house. Then there are those disinfectants we buy from the shop. They are very good also. You also do it at least twice a week. You get? Disinfectant. Disinfect everywhere. Disinfect the entire house. Now, there's this question. When I was helping my client, she asked me, can you disinfect when the chicks are there? The answer is yes. And it's very good to disinfect when the chicks are there. Okay? Disinfect the house. Lastly, on hygiene. Not lastly, your house must be with enough aeration to avoid the respiratory system problem. You get? Now, lastly, sawdust. Your sawdust that you, like for example, when you bring your chicks, you are going to prepare what you call brooder paper, or old newspapers, or sacks. These sacks that we use. You get those sacks, get or brooder paper or old newspaper, put on the sawdust or the coffee husks, put in the brooder, cover everything. You don't need those chicks to eat those things before they know food. You get? And before their digestive system is well, or it has grown, or because it is still young. Okay, they're still with the yolk inside them. Now, get this brooder paper or brooder old newspaper or husks, cover the entire brooder. Now look here. When you finish like 3-4 days, others like me, I always remove at the 5th day those newspapers or sacks or brooder papers. I always use sacks if you follow my videos well. Now, when I remove these things that I use to cover the sawdust or the coffee husks, I use sawdust. I remove. Immediately after removing, we are still on hygiene. Immediately after removing, make sure those chicks be on the sawdust or coffee husks for only 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. Then you remove, you put new ones. Then when you are moving, you make sure you disinfect the place, then you put new ones. Which means you must have somewhere where you put your chicks before changing. You don't change when your chicks are there. They are going to be affected by that dust. They are going to be affected. You get? You don't allow them to be affected by that dust. Remove them. You get? Now, sawdust must be in the house for at least 2 weeks when the chicks are still young. But when your birds have grown, now when you are raising them, like for example, the people I supply, when you are raising them, make sure at least if you have gone very far to change the sawdust in the poultry house, at least 1 month and 2 weeks. There you have gone very far. You get? You have gone, but it is. I encourage you. Let it be 1 month. 30 days. Remove the sawdust. You get? Yes. What you should know in order for you to start a brooding, what you should put in your mind: vaccination schedule. Vaccination schedule. You need to know, when am I vaccinating? You get? Now, when it comes to vaccination schedule, your birds, like my supplier, first day they always give them Marex and Gumboro. Marex and Gumboro. Vaccination schedule. Now, on the 7th day, we must give them Newcastle IB, infectious bronchitis, something like that. You don't give them Newcastle plain, you give them Newcastle IB. You get? Now, that is vaccination schedule. Now, we give them on the 7th day Newcastle IB. On the 14th day, we give them Gumboro again for us here. But there are those who give on the 14th day, they give them coccidiosis. They give them in water. Others, they put here. I will also talk the advantage of dropping the ice and in water. That is the 14th day. On 21st day, we give them what we call fallpox. Fallpox we put here using the applicator. You get? That's vaccination schedule. Now, you must know vaccination schedule when you are doing brooding. You must know vaccination schedule. When am I vaccinating my birds? Now, vaccination, number one, you need to vaccinate at least when the weather is a bit cool. If possible, vaccinate your birds towards evening hours. It's okay with it. If the whole day the weather is hot, you get? Vaccination, after vaccinating your birds, prepare some glucovit. It helps because stress, when you're running up and down with them, they're always jolly when you're doing that. Another key area, there is one who was asking that why is it that other farmers always put this vaccine in the drinking water? Let me tell you, the disadvantage of using drinking water during vaccination, these birds always, in most cases, I want you to believe with me, those who are in this field, they always contaminate their water in the drinking waters. They always contaminate them very, very easily and very quickly. You get? With the feeds they eat, they always return them sometime in the drink. When they are scratching, they always have. Now, I don't encourage you, because there are those birds which take water later. Now, I don't encourage you to vaccinate your birds using drinking water. In the drinking water, I don't encourage you to do that. Vaccinate your birds using any opening in your bird. You get? Vaccinate your birds. Most especially, they do encourage in the eyes. You get? Make sure this eye is open, then you drop. It's open, you drop, you throw there. Open, you drop, you throw there. Okay? I don't encourage you in the drinking water. You get? That's vaccination schedule. Another key area. Now, this one is very, very key. As I'm almost concluding, this is very key. Treatment. Yesterday, I watched a video on WhatsApp, one of the WhatsApp group that we have, a poultry WhatsApp group. I watched a video. One of the farmer was saying the chick was very sick, it cannot move. Then the farmer was asking, now which disease is this? How can I treat it? Let me tell you, have some knowledge in treating your chicks. Have some knowledge in treating. Let me give you a simple first aid in diarrhea. Diarrhea, when it comes to diarrhea, first check the color of the poo. They are diarrheating, yes. There are those which diarrheate greenish, that's a sign of Newcastle. There are those which diarrheate yellowish, coccidiosis. When it turns to reddish blood, that's coccidiosis at its peak. When there's chalkish, yellow, whitish, you get? Now, if you see that at the early stage, get charcoal, maca, get charcoal, pound charcoal very well, Where can I get? Let me get this. It's here. Pound charcoal very well. Get the charcoal, pound very well in the sack. Tie here like this. This is charcoal now. Tie like this. Put in a basin of water or in a bucket. Let that water sleep there. Let that water sleep there in a sack like this. Now, in the morning, give these birds feeds. Give them food. Let them eat for something like 10 to 15 minutes. Let them eat. Then you give them this water, which has charcoal, for 3 consecutive days. That's the first aid. Now, when it comes to treatment, make sure you know to identify some sickness that you can react very quickly and treat them. It will help you. For example, when chicks are coughing, when your birds are coughing, there are those which start coughing in the brooder. You start hearing them. You get? They start coughing in the brooder. This is how I always do. I get ginger, I get garlic, I get lemon, I get red pepper. I pound those things. Pound them very well. If you have a blender, blend them very well. Then give them. Put in a 10-liter jerrycan, 10-liter drinker. 2 cups. Then give them for 3 days consecutively. They will not cough. Okay? Now, you need to know how to treat your birds, how to identify what to do, which sickness, so that you be able to treat them. You want to know this and you do brooding. These are the things you need to follow. Okay? Lastly, marketing methods. I uploaded a video here. Uploaded a video of how I always easily sell my birds within 5 weeks. 5 weeks, because my target is 4 weeks. Now, within 5 weeks, I always have no birds. How I always do it. You get? Now, I want to tell you, I want to encourage you, no marketing methods in your life. Go and watch that video, how and why I always sell my birds within 5 weeks. they are done. You get? Because I bring a day old chick, then I brood up to 1 month. I said 1 month is 4 weeks. Now within 5 weeks, I always finish. I always finish my birds. That is not me, but by God's grace and what I was teaching there in that video is going to guide you on how to do it. Now, before I say bye to you, uh, this project is good. This project is good. Prepare. Huh? After preparing, know the number of birds you want. After knowing the number of birds you want, know the breed you want. You want dual purpose or you want layers? No, you can have them both, because me, I'm planning to have them both. I'm just preparing. Know the breed you want. Know the number you want. Now, have the shelter. Then make sure you have social capital. Oh my goodness, social capital is going to make you thrive in this business. I'm telling you. Yeah. Thank you so much, my people. Kenya, you are such a blessing to me. Uganda, Ghana, Tanzania, Rwanda, Nigeria. You people, you are such a blessing to me. Thank you so much for always watching my videos at JBK Farms. I dearly appreciate it. And whatever you want to learn, my number is there. You can WhatsApp me, you can DM me. We see what we can do where need be. I'm telling you, and I assure you, through JBK, you are going to thrive in poultry. May God bless you. I remain Moses, a passionate poultry farmer who deals in improved local birds. Sasso, wherever you are watching, God bless you. Have a great time. Unfortunately, I didn't get some questions outside this topic we were studying. I didn't get that question, any question that I would answer. But in case you have any question, you are free to ask anytime, any day. If I cannot call you through airtime, I can call you through WhatsApp, and we can be able to communicate. Okay. Yeah. God bless you. Have a great and wonderful time. Shalom.